If you could put the president on the spot, what question would you ask? As the First Lady of the Black press, Ethel Payne made a career out of holding those in power accountable. Born in Chicago in 1911, Ethel penned her first article for her school newspaper. But it would be years before she began a career in journalism. Joining the Army Special Services in 1948, she traveled to Japan to provide entertainment to U.S. soldiers. And while there, Ethel wrote a journal, documenting discrimination faced by African American soldiers and children during the war. She shared her journal with a reporter for the Black-owned Chicago Defender, which published some of her work on the front page. In 1951, Ethel was offered a job at the Defender as a reporter. While most female journalists were assigned trivial jobs, like writing about food and fashion, Ethel wrote stories about the true struggles facing women and people of color in America. The following year, she relocated to Washington, D.C. to become only the second Black woman to join the White House press corps. She used access to President Eisenhower to challenge him relentlessly on civil rights issues, asking if he would enforce the decision of Brown versus Board of Education, why Black musicians were not allowed to perform at a political event, and whether the president would protect the safety of Black people traveling between states. When Eisenhower's dismissive responses made front-page news, he was angered and refused to answer Ethel's questions for the remainder of his term. But she persevered and continued reporting. In 1972, she became the first Black female commentator on a national network, CBS. For the remainder of her career, Ethel covered important U.S. and world news. Throughout her career, Ethel Payne asked the tough questions that held those in power accountable. If you could speak to the president, what question would you ask?